Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Talk, here to talk about episode 4 of The Last of Us. And yes, I am really liking this series, and yes, I like this episode. I would say that episode 3 is better compared to this, but it is refreshing that this episode is more like the game, especially compared to last week's episode. So yeah, there are some deviations, there are some things that are changed from the game, but at the same time, it is more based on the game this time around. So if you played the game, yes, this is actually the Pittsburgh section, but they did change the location from Pittsburgh to Kansas City for the TV adaptation. Um, and I would say like the first quarter of this episode is more about the world building. Like it's showing what happens in between the cutscenes of the Last of Us video game. So in the Last of Us, we saw in the video game we had Bill, who's still alive. He gave Joel a tube. Joel can use it as a siphon to get gas for the car that they just got. And then after that, they have the cutscene where Ellie is talking about the magazine and they are talking about the music on the cassette tape. And then Ellie said that she's not even tired, but then she sleeps. And then they go into Pittsburgh. So that's how the cutscene was in the video game. But here we get to see what's in between the cutscenes because it is a long trip. So Joel goes from Bill's town and then he's going straight to Kansas City this time around. So of course they have to fill in the gaps and stuff. So they do show Joel actually using the siphon. So I really like that detail. And also Ellie just had Frank's gun and she's showing it off. And then they after the little bit after driving for the day, Joel decides to sleep in the woods. So I'm happy for that. So yeah, even though I believe some people would make it seem like it's filler because it would seem like they would show more from the game instead of showing us this. But I like this because it is more about the world building, and it also expands on the relationship between Joel and Ellie. And I would say that this Joel is actually a bit different compared to the Joel from the video game at this point because of the letter that Joel got from Bill in this adaptation from episode 3. So now we are seeing a different side of Joel. Like he is actually nicer. He has a more positive experience, positive relationship with Ellie much earlier on compared to the game. Because in the game, he still thinks she's a nuisance, and he's still even when Ellie saved him at one point in the game, Joel keeps saying that she's a stupid kid. She shouldn't have done that. But right after, we realize that he does appreciate it. He was just angry with her at that moment. But here, Joel was very sympathetic about that. Joel was thinking Ellie shouldn't have done that, but she really had no choice. She saved me. I am grateful, but at the same time, I'm mad that she had to use a gun. She had to kill someone. She had to hurt someone. So I do like that Joel is more sympathetic in this version, and I do like that he is having a more positive relationship with Ellie much faster compared to the game. And also I love the interactions, and I do love that Ellie has her joke book, so she pulled it out and she's having the talks and stuff like that, and I love it because in the game it's usually optional, so you press the triangle button and Ellie talks about the jokes and everything. So yeah, it was very nice for this, and we do have the cassette tape and. They have the scene with the magazine, and it's pretty much word for word, and it put a smile on my face. And Bella Ramsey, man, she keeps surprising me with every single episode, and she was fantastic in this, especially with the part with the gay magazine. Like, she really pulled it off as Ellie, and I am so happy about that. Man, I just love that the recreation of that scene. And it wasn't done half-assed or anything. It was done really well. It didn't feel awkward at all, too. And the pacing was good. So yeah, I really like that scene so much. I'm so happy that they did it. I'm so happy that the dialogue barely changed. And yeah, I'm glad. I'm really happy. I will say that the truck ambush was a bit disappointing to me. It didn't feel as intense as in the game because in the game, Joel actually hit the guy who was asking for help, and yeah, there's so much chaos, and also a truck that a bus that the people pushed down the hill, which hit the car, which made a hit into the supermarket. Here, though, I do even though it's still intense, it's not as intense as in the game because there is no bus, but they did put up the spikes, so that's why the tires are destroyed, and Joel had no choice but to accidentally drive through the supermarket. But I would say that I am a bit disappointed that they didn't have that scene from the game where Joel was grabbed out of the truck and he was about to get sliced in the throat by the glass, but they didn't have that here, so I was very disappointed about that. I thought that they would recreate that at this point, but no, they didn't. Maybe they will recreate it later on in the show, but I feel like you missed your chance at this point, you know? But then again, there might be another abandoned supermarket with like a glass door, broken glass door, so Joel might use that. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that. But at the same time, it's still intense, and it does remind me of the game because Joel is taking cover. He has a sniper rifle. He shot one guy, and then he snuck behind so he could shoot at another guy too. Oh man, I liked it. It was good. But honestly, there's really not much action in this. So yeah, it was basically just that one action scene, and that's pretty much it. So it's a little disappointing in terms of the action because uh again, in this point of the game, Joel and Ellie were in hell, basically, trying to escape from Pittsburgh because they are getting ambushed every single time. But here it was just one ambush. So, again, a little disappointing. But from what I seen from the preview of episode 5, oh my God, I believe that that will be the action episode. So, I'm happy about that. And I am excited for that. And about half of this episode is actually dedicated to Kathleen, who's a new character, and also her partner, who is Pierce, her number one guy, who's played by Tommy from the game. Uh, so yeah, that was pretty cool. But and Kathleen is played by Melanie Linsky, and she is Rose from Two and a Half Men. I loved her as Rose. So I would say that when I see her and I hear her speak, I gotta say, man, Rose, what happened after the apocalypse? And unfortunately, she doesn't have many scenes uh, for me to, really fully grasp her character. I mean, sure, she has that scene with the doctor, but again, I understand that there will be more of her in episode 5, but at the same time, I don't know, like it's fine that she's here and it's fine that she's a leader of what do you call these people? It's not like rebels or anything. They just have their own city here. Uh and they basically killed all the Fedra soldiers. But yeah, I feel like when we see her more in episode 5, then we might get a more of a grasp on her character. But for now, I feel like she doesn't have that much screen time, so I didn't fully appreciate her character. Also, the her partner Pierce. It's great to see Tommy from the game, but at the same time, again, we don't have much of him. But I do like that they showed the building, and there's a crack in the ground, and we all know what's coming up because that was a terrifying sequence in the game. And in the trailers, we did see that clip of the infected, the clickers, and the bloater bursting out of the hole. So yeah, episode 5 is gonna be awesome. And I do like that Ellie made a couple, talked about a couple more pun jokes from the book, and Joel is actually laughing this time around, so they're having a great time. But the way this episode ended, man, oh my god! So yeah, Sam and Henry, we finally see them, and then it just ends. So that's why I was like, oh no no no! I thought there would be more. Ah, my god, this episode being like 45 minutes long plus credits. Oh, it's a shame. I needed at least 10 more minutes. It was way too short. I'm sorry. I did not like that this episode was too short. So yeah, we're gonna get episode 5 on Friday because of the Super Bowl being on Sunday. So I am happy that we get to see it 2 days early, but I'm gonna be upset because even if we see that episode 2 days early, that means if the episode 6 comes out on the Sunday, which means that we have to wait 9 days instead of 7 days just to watch that episode. So that's why I'm a little. So that's why I'm, feel like I'm gonna be upset because we have to wait more just for episode 6. And yeah, once episode 5 comes out, that means we're halfway done with the series. So I am a little, um, I am a little worried because we still don't have the Riley scenes yet. So they are definitely going to adapt a Left Behind, and I wonder how much of that is going to be how many minutes is that section going to be, and which episode is going to have that. And yeah, if this episode is 45 minutes long, then how about the other episodes? Are they at least going to be an hour long, or are they going to be like the same length too? So yeah, that's why I'm a little disappointed because episode 3 was about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So this being 45 minutes, I thought it's kind of sucks. I, I felt like each episode should at least be 1 hour. So that's how I feel about episode 4 of The Last of Us. I really liked it. I was just upset that it was really, really short, but I do like that it is more like the game this time around. And I do like that the campfire moment, and I do like Joel talking to Ellie a lot more and having more positive relationship with her early on compared to that point in the game. So yeah, uh, that's how I feel about it. All right, guys. If you've seen the episode, write down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.